Good morning. YouTube, I have to say that I've not ceased yet to be amazed by all the wonderful support and people on here. Beth, Cubbybear1960, this is for you. I wake up this morning and I'm the first one to get up. And so my kind of routine is I, hang around and check my YouTube, check my Facebook. Well, I never got to the Facebook today. A little while later, my husband got up. He made coffee, brought it to me. He's really good with that. Anyway, and I open up my emailer, and I have all the stuff from YouTube sent to my emailer as well, so I don't miss anything. Anyway, and there's this letter in there from you. And Lord have mercy, girl, first thing I thought of is if I had that much, I'm not great with all the typing stuff, I would have just made you a video because I talk a lot better than I type and it's easier for me. Just for those of you who don't know, because you didn't send the video, the message, she sent me a message about when she went back to school, when she was 40. And so she put in there how, she struggled and how different it is being a parent, returning to school, how the finances are different, how your time allotment is different, just all these things. And then she went on to give me some wonderful tips. And so I really think this is so worthy that I want to read it out loud. I hope you don't mind, but I want to read it out for everybody to hear because it really is that good. And then kind of respond as we go. It says, in 2000, I turned 40 and went back to school. I started in summer taking one class to warm up and get reaccustomed. It started out a disaster. I was in a science class, astronomy, and I would read a page or a paragraph and have no clue what I had just read. The first week or so, I thought I was freaking out. I thought my brain had fried from old age, or I had been exposed to too much Barney and Sesame Street. The class was graded on 3 tests, 2 midterms and a final. The night before the first midterm, I sobbed and thought there was no way I was going to be able to go back to school. Then I got mad and decided that if I went down, I would go down fighting. I stayed up half the night studying and reviewing. Something clicked. I ended up setting the curve for the class and getting an A+. I went on to finish school with honors and graduating from a world-renowned institution. The point is, at first, if you feel a little fuzzy and mentally out of shape, don't get discouraged. It will come back. I had to start in beginning algebra and go from there. But it was a great journey. Going back to school turned out to be the best thing that I ever did. I was the happiest in nearly my whole life. I cherished every second. Poor but happy. Wished I could go back and do it again, and I wanted to offer some unsolicited advice. Okay, let me just stop there first. You're so right. I do feel fuzzy about some things, which instead I didn't have time to get into a summer class, so I went ahead and took, just went ahead and started with a tutor and started with math. And, and I'm taking, 15 credit hours this semester. We'll see how that goes. My husband's having the same problem, feeling fuzzy and that there's just all this, so many years have gone by. Anyway, that is, and yes, I do feel like my brain is like made of jello. It's like I put so much stuff in it when I'm studying. At some point I can tell when I've gotten to the full mark where nothing else will seep in there. So I'm hoping that it won't get worse when I take the other classes, that having a variety of things to concentrate on will help. So here we go back with the letter again. It says, first, remember when you're juggling and planning that each class has homework, and allow yourself enough time in your schedule to not only complete that homework each week, but additional time, and this is where people get into trouble, to do research papers and extra work that they assign on top of it all. Well, I arranged all my courses so that I go on Monday and Wednesday. All the classes are on Monday and Wednesday, except for I also have one internet course that isn't on Monday and Wednesday that I have to figure out where to put it and all of that. Supposedly the internet course is not supposed to be that difficult. It's about computers and business. So hopefully I scheduled that right. When we scheduled my husband's classes, his are all on Tuesday and Thursday. he's taking a little bit of a lighter load than I am, so again, hoping. Also scheduled an exercise class in there so that we will each actually do it, making and having the time to do it, making it important, hoping that it will help our concentration levels and help us get, geared up. Anyhow, and just a side note, this morning my doctor's office called me wanting to get that blood work done. I'm waiting on a call back. Hopefully we can get that done, and if there's whatever there may be wrong, if it's blood work wise, get it fixed so that I'll have the energy to get through all this. Okay. Number 2, she says, do not let yourself fall behind, especially if you're carrying a big load. Make a plan and stick to it. The problem with a very tight schedule is there's no time left to catch up, and finals are hell when you haven't stayed on top of everything all semester. Do everything each week and you will minimize the intense stress that naturally comes with finals as they loom. Correct. Give me my PPA, please. Anyhow, you're so right, and I'm telling you, this is going to be something, because I've made a schedule for my studying on the algebra and haven't been able to stick to it, so that does kind of worry me. And mostly the reason I haven't been able to stick to it is, number 1, because I'm so tired having the energy, and being able to get my family to cooperate, of leaving me alone when I need to be left alone. My husband has gotten to see how anal I am, because I have a desk in this room that I'm sitting in right now. We have our computer desk on one part, I have my desk on another part, and then he has a weight machine. And then I have places around the ceiling where I've gone up and put storage for my craft stuff and whatnot. So this room was designed for my husband and I to have it's our playroom, I guess you want to say. And back in the day when I was doing crafts and scrapbooking and all that, that's what I did at my desk. Well, now we're both going back to school, and I'm really particular about my desk. Have I said my enough to make you understand what I'm talking about? Anyway, so we're having to figure, and he's getting to see how anal I am about needing my particular own little bit of the world to be able to have my stuff in and not feel like I have to pick it up and move it every time. If I had to pick up and move my crap every time, I might as well go to the library and study and not do it here, because that's the only benefit to me of studying at home, is that I can leave my stuff on my desk and walk away from it and come back and know that it'll still be the same way, or at least it should be. Okay, back to the letter. It says that, number 3, watch out for after midterm slowdowns. You'll feel like you just went over the mountain and want to rest. Rest for a day or two, get back at it. Midterms also mean halfway to the end. With term papers and finals looming, it is easy to rest too long and find yourself a week or two behind, then jamming the last few weeks to absorb new material and catch up. Do the extra work and papers and review study for finals. Again, that's about staying on schedule and hoping that I've got the energy to do it. Okay, number 4. After the first semester, assess how you feel. If it was over the top, adjust your game plan or rearrange your class load, spreading the harder, more demanding classes out, or easing back to minimal requirements. We expect ourselves to be able to do what an 18-year-old does, who is younger, stronger, being financially supported by someone else, and who doesn't have to juggle family, house, and yard, and doesn't some with the mortgage and car payments and kids. All things complicate the picture. When all you have to do is just go to school and study, you can focus a lot easier than someone juggling all the above. So love yourself and respect your limitations. You will find a way to work around them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes I think we need permission to not feel like we should be able to do now what we could do back then. You know, and that applies to so many areas of our life. It just really does. Whether it's our weight, whether it's what we can do physically, exercise-wise, or, whether it's just going back to school, we just feel like we should be able to do now what we could do back in the day. So, thanks for that little bit of permission. Number 5, prepare for the week. Sunday evenings has always been a time to prepare for the week. I cooked a bunch of food that we can zap all week instead of cooking every night, 2 to 3 hours cooking dinner and cleaning is precious time away from the books. Zap something in 5 minutes and be done with it. Clean your house on the weekends and let it go until next week. Whatever works for you, but you'll need a good plan. You probably don't even need me to tell you number 5 because you already seem like a good planner and organizer.